students, welcome you all on YourPedia. So my dear students, in the lecture 1 we discussed the basic terminology related to database management system. That is, what is candidate key, what is prime attribute, what do you mean by primary key, non-prime attribute, simple candidate key and composite candidate key. Now continuation to that part, today we are going to discuss our lecture 2nd of DBMS, in which we are going to discuss a new concept, that is functional dependency. Functional dependency. What do we mean by that, and what is the objective of functional dependency? See my dear students, if I talk about functional means uniquely. Dependency means which set of attribute dependent upon which set of attribute. Like if I just take an example, we know that for every student in the class, roll number is the unique entity, right? So I can say with the roll number I can determine the name, I can determine the address of that student, the mobile number, the marks and everything regarding that student. So I can say roll number, with the help of roll number I can uniquely determine the name of the student, because whenever I call a roll number, that student replied me, and corresponding to that student I have all the information. I can ask what's your name, branch, grade, mobile number, Aadhaar number, license number, right? It means what is the main goal of functional dependency? Basically it tells the relationship between the attribute. Find relationship between attribute. See, let's move on the first of all definition part of functional dependency. What it says, suppose R is a relational schema, or R is a relation. It may be a student, it may be a department, it may be a course, it may be of any relation. In that relation we have two tuple, one is T1 and one is T2 are the tuples or record. X and Y are the attribute of that relation. X and Y are the attribute. So what I can say, if T1 dot X is equal to T2 dot X, then T1 dot Y should be equal to T2 dot Y, and if this condition hold, then I can say X uniquely determine Y. Listen carefully my dear students, here R is a relation. In that relation I have two tuple T1 and T2 and two attributes. Suppose one attribute name S, it may be the roll number, one attribute Y, it may be the name, are the attributes. Now the condition is, if both the tuples X value are same, then their Y's value should be same. In such a case I can say X uniquely determine Y. So what is the meaning of X arrow Y? See how we can read out this. X arrow Y means X uniquely or functionally determine Y, or I can say Y is determined by, Y is uniquely determined by X. See, just take an example and see my dear students, I have the SID and S name, right? Now in SID and S name, in this table, suppose I have some record like SID1 having name A, SID2 having name B, SID3 having name, just take C here, and again 1 and there a. So what I can say here, two tuple, one is t1 and one is t2 having the same x value. What is x? SID. What is y? S name. So let's suppose a is here also. Fine. Now see, I have two tuple. In both the tuples, in both these records, x value is same. If x value are same, then I can say their y value always be same. And if this is the case, then I can say x determine y, x uniquely determine y, or SID uniquely determine S name. Why? See, whenever you call roll number 1, only this student respond you. Fine. Note this A, because their corresponding name is roll number is 3. It means whenever you call SID, you will get unique answer. You will get unique answer. Maybe here there is a chance of duplicate record, but whenever two record or more than two record have the same x value, then their y value should be same. And what about if x value are not same, then not bother about the y values. That's why I can say with the help of SID, I can uniquely determine the name of the student, right? It means if you just call the roll number 2, only B replied you, roll number 3 only A replied you, and if you call roll number 1, even though that record is duplicate in your table, but still only A replied you. Why? Because A have, if x value same, then y value also be same. And suppose you just take here some other value, that is B. Then whenever you call 1, then because their y value is not the same, then two answer will be there. One is A and one is B. That's why whenever we are saying that x uniquely determine y or SID uniquely determine S name, then it condition should be there that if x value are same, then their y value should be same. And if x value are not same, then not bother about the y values. If and then truth table. Fine, my dear students. So then I can say with the help of x, I can uniquely determine y, or y is uniquely determined by x. Fine, that is the meaning of x arrow y. X functionally determined y functionally determined by x. Fine. Now we have some properties of functional FDs. Properties of FD. So first properties is if x determine y and y determine z, then we can say x determine z. That is the first property, keep in mind. See, my dear students, with the help of roll number, I can uniquely determine name, and with the help of name, suppose I am uniquely determining marks, then we can say that with the help of roll number, I can uniquely determine marks. It is a transitive property. 2 less than 3, 3 less than 4, it means 2 is less than 4. That is the case. Just take an example for one property. I just take an example and then we can continue, like x, y and z. What the condition is? If x determine y and y determine z, I have to hold these two property. See here, suppose x determine y means x1, y1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. You can write anything, x4, y3 also. Suppose is x determine y? See, whenever we have x value same, their corresponding y value is also same. Yes or no? Whenever we have x value same, their corresponding y value is same. Whenever x value is not same, we don't bother about their y values. Fine. It means x determine y hold here. This condition already hold here. Now we have to bother about this condition. Y determine z. It means where y values have same, suppose their Z value is also same, Y3 here, G2, and here you can write G3 or G2, you can write anything. But whenever these two values are same, then their corresponding Y value or G value also same. Now tell me, is X determine G or not? Yes, where we have X value same, their Z value same. Yes or no? That's why then X determine G is also true. Fine, my dear students, that is the transitive property. In the same manner, we have one more property, that is augmentation property. That means if X determine Y, then we can also say XA determine YA. If X is uniquely determined Y, then XA also uniquely determine YA. You can make a diagram, you can make a table, and you have to hold this property, then automatically this property will be held. Fine. The third property is union. That is, if X determine Y and X determine G, then by default X also determine YG. Fine. And the next property, fourth property, is splitting property. If X determine YG, then X also determine Y and X also determine G. It means you are splitting right hand side part. But my dear students, keep in mind, you cannot split the left hand side part. This is an important point. If XY determine G, you can make a table and then you can make a counter example for this one, and this for this one it is possible. Then X determine G uniquely, we can't say. Y determine G uniquely, we can't say. It means left hand side splitting not possible, but right hand side splitting is possible. Fine, my dear students. So that's all about the functional dependency part, and this topic is very important, because in each and every class in the upcoming classes this topic will be used. Fine, the FD concept is used. So what is FD? FD tells about the relationship between attribute, that is which set of attribute uniquely determine which set of attribute. And when we can say they are uniquely determined? When two or more tuples have the same X value, then their Y value should be same. In that case we can say X determine Y. Fine, my dear students. So my dear students, if you want to prepare for the DA, Data Science and AI GATE 2024, then YourPedia already launches their live batch, the separate batch for CSE and the separate batch for non CSE students. You can join YourPedia, and if you have any query, please write down in the comment section box. Thank you so much.